So I'm going to talk about, feels so good, I did my little protein video, felt really good, I did a little rant, I explained how even 1 gram of protein too much can make a glucose spike via the liver. Yes, that's the way we're designed. Our hunter-gatherers were more in a parasympathetic state for most of their days than we, because we're always on. That affects your adrenals and so forth and so on. And people are trying to eat high protein. They're afraid of fat, and so they think that they're not going to lose weight if they eat fat, but they're not actually in ketosis, and it actually takes time and all that kind of stuff. And that's my summary of my last 2 videos on protein, and you're getting people in the fitness community who just cannot give up the concept of going under 100 grams of protein. It just freaks them out. They think they're going to be catabolic. You're catabolic anyway, but that's a whole nother story, and you got to watch the 2 videos to understand what I was saying about that. So let's get into the hormones. Okay, so what's the deal with your hormones? Okay, well, it's kind of a big deal. People ask me, can, going on the ketogenic diet mess with your hormones? And I was like, yes, it's not actually ketogenesis that messes with your hormones. It's actually you. It's actually the damage that you have created, the metabolic derangement, before you even try the ketogenic diet. Yes, it's you guys. That's where the damage is. And the damage is just there anyway. But the damage rears its ugly head when you try keto, because you're putting your body out of balance for a particular amount of time. Your body gets used to 250 grams of carbs or 300 grams of carbs and high protein and caffeine, and it gets used to that. And it tries to find some type of homeostasis because the body must be in balance or you die. Then you do this flip-flop, radical change, and you cut out your carbs, you take it down to 20 net carbs or 40 total carbs from cruciferous veggies, not like ketchup and tomatoes and white onions, and not like from carbs like that, or even simple sugars, no, or berries, no. Cruciferous veggies. People cut their carbs down to 5%. A lot of people are afraid to go to 80. They're still doing that 60% fat, and then they'll do 1,200 grams of, or 1,200 calories a day on 60% fat, and then there's total starvation mode. So a lot of people get confused about that data, the numbers, do calories matter, whatever. Point is, you're not eating a lot of food, you're not eating a lot of fat, you're not eating enough fat to keto adapt, and your protein's too high, and some people just try to eliminate their veggies sometimes because they think that keto adapting is just getting rid of all the carbs and then you're going to adapt. No, that's not how it works. You've actually got to deal with a broken body prior that you have to fix to reach that level of your keto adaptation that you need to switch the fuel source and become anabolic. The problem is that when you try keto, you're already incredibly catabolic because you're dependent on glucose. This has created a blood sugar dysregulation. So the crazy thing is, when people develop insulin resistance, is because they have so many mechanisms to raise blood sugar, right? Glucagon, IGF-1, gluconeogenesis, cortisol. You have all these things to raise your sugars, and you only have one thing to take it down, which is insulin. So if your insulin is not working properly, everything rises and rises and rises, and insulin's the thing that gets into the cells to be used as energy. And so you feel like crap all day long, and that's why your coffee cups go higher and higher. No, but I like the taste, and I love the aroma, it's so fabulous, and I just need something warm to drink in the morning. There's a million things you can drink, and there's obviously tea. I even actually make tea out of spice, right, to avoid any type of mycotoxins or diuretic effect. So the people out there who just, the problem is you guys don't understand that cells divide and they create generations of cells that crave hormones, right? They become addicted to hormones. That's why people fight and argue and have depression, because their body is addicted to certain hormones. You're out of balance, and that's all your body knows. Sister cell, daughter cell generations can be addicted to cortisol. And you can be addicted to things that make you put, like somebody who's drinking alcohol every day, and if they don't drink, they feel like they're dying. It's because their body learns how to balance themselves on all that alcohol. And that's what happens with people who are depressed and people who are, coffee addicts or whatever it is, any codependency in anything you stick in your mouth, think about it. It doesn't start from the mind. It starts from the body telling you to love the aroma and love the taste and the routine of it. But it's very acidic, it's a diuretic, you have a hard time to absorb your D, so you become malabsorptive. It messes with the tyrosine in your brain. It lowers your freaking reproductive hormones, men. I don't get you guys. But you're looking at people aesthetically and going, oh, but I know somebody's 8% body fat and his body looks amazing. Okay. Look deeper, guys. Look deeper. Are his muscles full? Because he could be gluconeogenic. Is he completely natural? Is he too dry? Right? Because that's the body robbing from Paul to give to Pete. You don't want that. Because that's not how you anti-age. Why do your hormones get jacked up? Because you're not adapted. And you don't do whatever it takes to adapt. Like graduate your carbs slowly into ketosis. Go sweet potato, brown rice. And if you have a problem with grains, do sweet potato. And if you have a problem with sweet potato, do yellow squash. Try to find higher in carbohydrate veggies to slowly ease yourself into ketosis so your body switches the processed carbohydrates into more fibrous carbohydrates that take a longer time to break down and hit the blood system slowly so you don't have this high glucose response. So then when you drop your glucose in the future, you don't have that keto flu response. Because when you go from high starch diet to a low carbohydrate cruciferous veggie diet, if your fats aren't high enough, if your sleep's not going well, your reproductive hormones, women, your period goes away or you bleed too much because you're just literally slathered in cortisol. And that can irritate the thyroid. So you graduate yourself into ketosis. And that's why I made keto plans on my site that do it over 5 weeks. If you're obese, you probably have insulin resistance. And dropping your carbs out right away is going to create some metabolic hormonal problems. Men, the same. If you can't get to bed by 9:30, 9:30 even. I say 10, but some people it takes them 45 minutes to even fall asleep. Or get up in the morning. Or break the fast by eating a breakfast and trying to keep yourself calm. Or getting up every hour out of your freaking desk and stretching. Or walking or doing a flight of stairs and sitting down and controlling your breath to lower that cortisol, that you're just bathed in cortisol. This is why people's thyroid acts up. This is why your cholesterol, your LDL small particle B becomes compromised. Or your trigs, your triglycerides start to rise. Because you're not in ketosis just because you do the ketogenic diet. And unfortunately, all the podcasts and things, they don't explain these small details. So people get confused. And then they eat too much protein, they don't eat enough fat. They're afraid of eating animal fat, so they try to do the keto diet on coconut oil and avocados. Everybody's got it wrong. Getting into a state of ketosis is not easy. So if you have metabolic derangement, you have to really start preparing yourself before you do it. Like, go to bed. I don't care if you're not tired. I don't care if you have business that's 10 hours away and you need to catch the right time zone. Life is a series of choices. You got to make those choices. You got to get your family on board. You got to get your kids on board. You can't do keto and then them eat, what is it? Oh, heart-healthy Cheerios garbage with freaking pussy hormone-injected milk, which is garbage. What if I do if I don't eat milk? I don't understand these concepts. But you're not healthy. And then you just look at these before and after pictures and all you care about is the body with the aesthetics. Boring! Bore the frick... Aren't you bored that we've seen commercials my whole life? Like, I'm almost 48, almost 50, soon to be 50, and I'm watching these commercials about weight loss. Right? Muscle gains, lean body, get ripped on keto. Am I ripped? Yes. Am I dry? No. Because my collagen is staying intact. Because I'm feeding it with fat-soluble vitamins. And I'm in ketosis. And there's no blood sugar dysregulation. And my adrenals are not overfiring. And I'm in a parasympathetic state. And that takes work. And if you're not willing to do whatever it takes, don't do keto. You're wasting your time. Because then you go and do keto, you lose 25 pounds, you post it on the internet, and you confuse everybody out there. Can I have my white onions? No, because they caramelize, and you don't know what your carb tolerance is. And it might be quite low. And all it takes is bink, sugar to hit the blood too quickly, and your body goes, I'm not making ketones. So you go online, you see almond flour, and you see nuts and peanut butter, and now the bodybuilder community is trying to keep its nasty-ass food integrated in keto by eating peanut butter, a legume, super high in phytates. There's a reason why they took nuts off the airplanes, guys. Just because you don't have an anaphylactic reaction does not mean that you're not having a histamine action within your body that you don't realize. Why are you tired? I'm not tired. I got energy all day long. I got muscle gains all day long, and I'm a woman. I'm a freaking woman. Totally natural. You know what I do? I take chlorella for the freaking amalgam fillings that I got in my mouth, and the cadmium and the lead and the crap that's in our water. I take vitamin C, high quality, naturally buffered, and a multivitamin. That's it. I'll take Great Lakes gelatin, freaking amazing for my knee, and of course skin, hair, vitality, cells. And I jack up my fats to 200. 50% animal fat, duck fat, goose fat, lard, tallow. If you can't do butter, you can't do ghee, then do duck fat. And pay attention to see if you've got a histamine problem. Because the kind of food is also indicative of why your hormones are jacked up. If you're not in a state of ketosis and your fat's not high enough, and you're not hitting REM state in 90-minute cycles throughout the night, and you're not in bed by 10, sleeping deep. If you're waking up and you're fasting and you're not keto adapted yet, the brain's not getting the glucose that it needs, so it becomes gluconeogenic. But we step on the scale. Look, I lost weight. You lost weight. But then you rebound. This keto thing is turning in just like the Atkins. Just some stupid trend. Then in 5 years, I tried keto and I lost a lot of weight. And I tried it again and it didn't work. Like HCG. Everything becomes a trend. I don't want keto to become a trend. Because keto prevents and helps fight cancer. Alzheimer's. Diabetes. Heart disease. Yes, it's amazing. Why are we not talking about that? Why are we talking about the aesthetics of keto? You lose your period because you're not adapted. Your thyroid becomes irritated. You have issues with your T3, and guys, stop relying on a TSH test. Do T3, T4. Check your TPO antibodies. Doctors just do a general test. See if your hair is thinning, your skin's dry, constipated, leaky gut. Pay attention to your body. Stop looking to see how much weight you lost on the scale. I show my body. I see my body every day. I'm letting you know that this is what 50 can look like. With energy, energy, energy. On keto. It's not ketogenesis that's dangerous. It's how you do it. It's the type of personality that you have. And it's the metabolic derangement that you had before. The discipline and the doing your due diligence to learn as much as you can before you do it. Because now that the bodybuilder community is getting more interested in keto, everybody's looking for the shortcuts, eating too high protein, taking the caffeine, because when you're not in ketosis, you're going to crash a lot because you're not eating those 300 carbs anymore. So you start to take more and more caffeine, more and more pre-workouts that overstimulate the adrenals to produce adrenaline, and then norepinephrine, and then cortisol, and then you're catabolic. I heard that you lose muscle when you first do keto. Well, yeah, if you do it wrong, yeah, probably. But you're losing muscle anyway, because if you don't eat every 2 hours, you're catabolic. Ketogenesis is incredibly anabolic, and that's why I, off of 20 carbs a day and got my protein around 58 grams a day, can stay bubbly and full.